My name's Dallas Barber. This is my wife, Lynn Barber. We're with I68 Ministries. We found out that our son was a heroin addict, and I had no idea. I had never even seen heroin, let alone knew anybody that was a heroin addict.
For me personally, when I found out my son was a heroin addict, there was a part of my life that he didn't even know about because I kind of just shut the door on that part of my life. And when this happened with John, I knew, looking back on it now, it's like God was shining that light into my dark spot and bringing it out, because I was addiction in my family and in my background.
And we learned so much through that process that we just felt like we saw so many gaps in the system of recovery. And we came to the realization that what's missing is Jesus.
At that time, my nephew was living with us because he had had some trouble at home, and he was living with us for like 3 years, and he had a counselor that came to the house once a week, and she was Christian, and me and her ended up having a lot of conversations. And she had a brother that was heroin addict also. So we talked about, our son and her brother a lot, and got to talking to her about the ministry. I was like, if God can heal people and cure sickness, why can't he do detox?
We started focusing on helping those who are struggling with addiction, and the ministry really started to take shape. One of the biggest things that people in addiction were having trouble with was, they didn't want to go through the detox. They didn't want to face that detox because it's rough. And what we've felt since the beginning is that physical sickness is a manifestation of a spiritual battle that takes place. So we believed that we could pray for people and they wouldn't have to go through that. A lot of times people will ask me, well, what's the success rate for I68 Ministries? And I always answer the same. It's 100%. And I answer that with confidence and boldness because my view of the ministry that God has allowed us to be a part of, it's not about stopping someone from using heroin. Our ministry is about introducing people to Jesus, and 100% of the people that God has put in our path have been introduced to Jesus.
Things got really ugly, and I didn't think that there was a way out. That led me to Dallas and I68 Ministries, and he introduced me to Christ, and shortly after that I was saved. And it wasn't long after that I was baptized. And I was completely clean for the first time in my life, and that's all thanks to I68 Ministries.
Dallas and Lynn, through the I68 Ministries, they have showed me so many things and been teaching me how to be a follower of Jesus Christ. I've been clean for 5 years now, and I am just so grateful that everything in my life has done a complete turnaround.
They've helped me through a lot of ups and downs, and thanks to them, I'm clean.
I've got my kids, I've got my wife, I've got my family. Most importantly, I've got Jesus on my side, and I know that now.
In the last 4 years, we've been blessed to see more than 200 people impacted by the ministry. That of those 200, we've seen at least 24 people baptized. We've watched God detox probably 30 people symptom-free with no physical withdrawal symptoms.